Hello guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome to Blue Point TV where we talk about football and football related stories. Okay guys, I want us to talk about Mauricio Pochettino and also talk about Victor Osimhen. Now, why I want to talk about Poch, what I want to talk about is based on what he said about the Chelsea squad when Chelsea lost their last game against Everton. Of course, Chelsea lost that game 2-0 to Everton, and in his press conference, when he's talking about the game, he clearly said the team need more players. He said they need more players. Now I begin to ask myself, if Chelsea need more players, considering how much that they have spent in the summer, they spent a lot of money in the summer. I think in the league, Chelsea spent the highest money in the summer, close to 400 they spend in the summer. And now the manager is saying they need more players. Now, for him to say they need more players, which I think Chelsea need more players. I still think they need more players, especially in the attacking line. I feel like the attacking players, the forward players, I feel like the available ones, they haven't been good for me. I don't think they have been good. So, especially the number nine, I feel like they need the number nine. Now, the report are saying Chelsea they need a defender, the central defender, they need a midfielder, and also they need a striker. Now the striking position, that's where Victor Osimhen will come in. Okay. Now, me, if I want to say, I'm not too sure if I would say Chelsea need a central defender. I'm not too sure because I feel like Chelsea have so many central defenders already. Yes, many of them are not kind of experienced, if you want to say, in terms of their age. Now, the most experienced central defender that we have, that the team have, is Thiago Silva, but he's 39. So for me, in a long time, I'm not really adding Thiago Silva. That's why I said the defenders, they are not really experienced. Because I feel like Thiago Silva will leave after this season. There's talk already that they will not extend his contract, that he will leave. And now, and for me, I feel like it is time for Thiago to leave. There's no way Thiago Silva will stay here for a very long time, knowing how old he is. So for me, I think after this season, Thiago Silva should leave. He has been very good for the club, fantastic footballer, very good centre defender. I think it is time for him to go. Who will say Thiago Silva will stay, with Chelsea for this long? Because when he came to the club, he was around 35, and then he has stayed for 4 seasons now. So I feel like it's time for him to go. And I still think Chelsea doesn't need a centre defender because we have. If I want to exclude Thiago Silva, I said we have Badeshel, we have Levi Cole. The two of them are young. We have this Aziz, which I think is around 25 years, and Chelsea also have Wesley Fofana, which is not available now because he's injured. And for me, I rate Fofana. I think he's a very, very good defender. Yes, he's still young, but I think he's a very good defender, and I think he'll be fine. We just have to hope that he will be back from his injury and stay fit. If he's fit, I think he will be fine. He has what it takes to be a top defender. He has pace. He's strong. So yeah, with Wesley Fofana, possibly Chelsea will have 4 central defenders because another central defender that the team have is Chaloba, and for Chaloba, I think he's not in the plan of the club because the club are talking about how they will let him go. It seems they want to sell him. So if the club will sell him this January or in the summer, that's to say Chelsea will have 4 central defenders. Maybe then in the summer, maybe we'll start thinking of maybe getting another central defender. But for me, in this January transfer window, I don't think Chelsea need a central defender. Now, the position that I think Chelsea need is the midfield and the striking position, which is the number 9. Some people will say Chelsea have so many midfielders. Why are you saying Chelsea need a midfielder? Now, there's this profile of midfielder that I think Chelsea doesn't have in terms of creativity and a goal-scoring midfielder. I don't think Chelsea have a goal-scoring midfielder. I don't think Chelsea have that kind of Kevin De Bruyne kind of midfielder. I don't think Chelsea have a Frank Lampard kind of midfielder. That midfielder that will arrive in the box and can score goals. That midfielder that can shoot from distance. We don't have it. The one that come close, the one midfielder that I think possibly can score goals is Chukwemeka, but I think he is too young. Chukwemeka should be around 19 or 20 years, so I think he's young in terms of giving him that responsibility to be consistent. Maybe he will score goals here and there, but for him to be consistent as an experienced goal scoring midfielder, I don't think he's in the right age now. That's why I said if just want to get a midfielder, I think they need a goal scoring midfielder because for me it is clear that this team need goals. And the attacking players, the strikers are not really consistent in giving us goals. So I feel like if there's any position that Chelsea need in the midfield, is an attacking midfielder. Someone that can create chances, someone that can shoot from distance, someone that can arrive in the box, and if he has those chances, he will take them. That's the kind of midfielder that I think if Chelsea want to go for, just want to get a midfielder, that's the kind of midfielder that I think Chelsea should get. Because in terms of defensive midfielders or central midfielders, I feel like Chelsea have them, like they have so many of them. Of course, Enzo Fernandez is a central midfielder. Romeo Lavia that we haven't seen is a central midfielder that can also play as a DM. I think he's a very good midfielder. Yes, we haven't seen him, but I'm confident that Romeo Lavia will be fine for Chelsea. Caicedo is a central midfielder that can also, like, there's a defensive midfielder rather that can also play as a central midfielder. So for Caicedo, I'm also confident that he will be fine, even if he hasn't been really good in terms of the standard that we know he can keep. But we know he will be fine. So in terms of central midfield and the defensive midfield, I feel like Chelsea have them. It's just that goal scoring midfielder that I feel like Chelsea doesn't have. Now, most of the Chelsea fans are saying that Nkunku can play as an attacking midfielder. Yes, he can play as a number 10, he can play as a number 8. But I feel like if you play Nkunku as an 8 or as a 10, you are kind of limiting what he can give to the team in terms of goals. So for me, Nkunku should play in and around the front three. Either he plays from the left or he plays as the number 9 for now. Then if maybe Chelsea gets a proper number 9, that's when I feel like Nkunku should now play as the left side winger because we know he can play there. And I'm 100% convinced that he will score goals for this team in terms of being clinical. So for me, Nkunku, no. If Chelsea want to get a midfielder, they should go and get a proper midfielder. And I mean, I'm talking about a midfielder, I'm talking about experience. They shouldn't go get someone that is 20 or 21 or 22 or 23. They should get from 25, 26, 27. They should have to add experience to this squad. So that's the profile of midfielder that I think Chelsea need. Now, going to the attacking line, they need a number 9. And that's for me the obvious one that I think this team need. And talking about a number 9, that's where Victor Osimhen comes in. As you know, Victor Osimhen have just agreed, to extend his contract with Napoli for extra 1 year. That is to say, the contract will take him to 2026. That's the contract he has agreed with Napoli. And of course, he included a release clause in this contract. Now, the report are saying that the release clause will be around 130 to 140 million euros for Victor Osimhen. Now, as long as Victor Osimhen have agreed to sign or to extend his contract with Napoli, and then there's a release clause, it is clear and obvious that Osimhen will not leave Napoli this January, as long as he has agreed to sign a contract. Now, if he signed that contract, there's no way Osimhen will be leaving Napoli this January. So if there's any way Osimhen will leave Napoli, I think it will be in the summer. And there's a release clause, or rather there will be a release clause for Victor Osimhen, which it will be around 130 or 140 million euros. And now, if Chelsea really want to get a striker this January, I'm trying to understand which striker they want to get, because they shouldn't make the mistake that they made in the summer with Nicholas Jackson. We all thought he would be fine, we all thought he would score goals, but he has been disappointing for me. And that's have to go with experience, because he's not an experienced striker. He's 22 years old. He hasn't played so much games in the big league. So I feel like that's affecting him as well. So for me, if Chelsea want to sign a striker, because for me, that position is a very vital position in a team. That position is a very vital position. I feel like if you want to get a striker in your team, especially if you're a top team, it's better you get the very best striker, the proven one, so that you will not start regretting. But yeah, since Victor Osimhen have agreed to sign a new contract, it's clear that Chelsea can't get him this January. And for me, I also said that it will be difficult to get Victor Osimhen this January because of Napoli having been really good this season, and they will want to keep him for him to help and push them so that they will have a chance to finish in the Champions League position. But now that Victor Osimhen have agreed to sign, obviously there's no way Victor Osimhen will leave Napoli this January. He will stay till the summer, and maybe if there's any club that want to get him in the summer, the fee is there already. You have to bring 130 or 140 billion euros to sign Victor Osimhen. Now, what I want to say is, if Chelsea can't get a top striker January, they have to endure it. They have to stay and not trying to sign just any striker. If Victor Osimhen is not available, if Ivan Toney will not be available for Chelsea January, then for me there's no need to sign a striker, because as long as I know there's no top striker out there, like there are not many. So for me, the first choice for me is Victor Osimhen, and then the second choice is Ivan Toney. So if we can get either of them January, which I think Victor Osimhen, I don't think it will happen, but Ivan Toney could happen, maybe. We are not sure. But there's also talks that Ivan Toney wants to remain in his club. So, but for Victor Osimhen, I don't see it happening again. So for me, what I want to say is, if Chelsea can't get a top striker January, then there will be no need to sign a striker in this coming window, January transfer window. I don't think there will be any need to sign a striker, because I wouldn't want whereby they sign another striker, unknown striker, just like Nicolas Jackson, which we all agree that he is unknown. It was just last season, in the second part of last season, that he started playing games for Napoli. For Villarreal, and started scoring goals. He is unknown. He's unknown. So I would want, if they want to sign a striker, just do it, and do it once and for all. If it is Victor Osimhen that they want to sign in the summer, they have to wait until the summer and bring the money. So if they can pay 120 million euros for a midfielder, which at the time, yes, Enzo Fernandez is a good midfielder, but he's unproven. He won the World Cup, but when did he just arrived at Benfica, and then 120 million euros. So if they can sign Enzo Fernandez for 120 million euros, if they can sign Caicedo, these two are midfielders, for 115 million pounds, then they have to pay that money for Osimhen. Because that 150 million pounds, if you convert it to euros, it will be in around close to 130 million euros, which that's the money for Osimhen. And he's a striker, proven striker already. So for me, if Chelsea can't get a top striker January, there will be no need to sign just any striker. They have to wait until the summer and sign Victor Osimhen, if it will be possible, if the player will want to come. Because as you know, Chelsea have been really poor as well this season. We are not sure the position that Chelsea will finish. And if Chelsea doesn't finish in the top four, if they don't qualify for Champions League again, which is likely that Chelsea, will not qualify for Champions League again, will Victor Osimhen want to come to Chelsea knowing that they will not be in the Champions League? I'm not too sure. So, yeah, that's another thing. Even if they want to get him in the summer, will the player want to come, knowing that, one, Chelsea possibly will not be in the Champions League next season, or might not even be in the European competition next season, and also with the policy of this football club, not with their wage and salary. We know, they don't pay over 100 and something, I think. So someone like Victor Osimhen, if you want to sign him, you have to pay him huge amount of money. You have to pay him around 2 something to 300. So we just want to get Victor Osimhen. That's another thing in terms of their wage structure. So, but then if they want to break their wage structure and also want to get Victor Osimhen in the summer, will Victor Osimhen accept to come to Chelsea, knowing how the club is now in terms of how they are struggling? But yeah, that's my thought, that's my opinion on this one. So guys, please, what do you think about what Pochettino said of getting new players this January. But I still think they need some couple of players. But yeah, for the striking position, I'm not sure if they will get a top striker. And for me, if they will not get a top striker, there will be no need to sign just any striker. That's my feeling. That's my thought. What's your feeling and your thought about this? Thank you guys for watching. And also, please, guys, if you're watching the video, subscribe to the channel Blue Point TV on YouTube. If you're new, like the video. It's very important to like the video. And also, we're also on Facebook. Follow the channel Blue Point TV. Like and share the video. Thank you guys. Stay safe while I see you again. Bye.